All right. So it is now 2021. Let's hope for a better year. That was one messed up year, wasn't it? Hopefully it's not going to be more of the same. I'm sure it'll change a little bit. Halfway into the year or so, we'll see. But so to start things off, just a quick video. I'll show you some of the stuff I picked up today off of Craigslist. Made a little haul. Should have a lot of projects, restoration projects and stuff like that coming up for this year. So let me show you what I got. All right, so this guy had all this stuff. Obviously just trying to get rid of them. They've been sitting around for who knows how many years. 3 gas-powered compressors. There's one portable generator. Home light, looks like it's a little worse for wear there. And a wheelhouse 5550, which I have one of these that I personally use. If you saw the other one of my past videos, I had one of these, but it was missing the gas tank. And these tanks were really hard to find. So I converted mine over. I just welded on a little platform and put a marine tank and converted it over, and it works great. So this one doesn't have any wheels on the frame. Yeah, all this stuff, it looks like it's been through it, you know. What brand is this? Apache? But that's kind of neat. V-twin pump. All 3 of them have Honda engines. The 5.5 horsepower, yep. GX 160s. That one's a Rollair. Those used to be pretty nice. That's plugged up. And that one, I believe it was a Rigid. But I got all these next to nothing. I checked out, nothing's frozen. You can tell they've been sitting around for quite a while. You can tell they need a lot of work, but the engines aren't frozen. Don't know the condition on, but with these, between the engine and the pump, I've rebuilt pumps before. They're not that bad. Because once you get in, if you have to deal with the piston rings or the valves or anything like that, they're not that hard to work on because there's no combustion, so everything's pretty clean, Engines, I know I can get running. The only thing I'm worried about on these, are the tanks. I just got to make sure there's no leaks, no rust throughs, stuff like that. This one looks like a lot of surface rust on it. All of them is sitting out in his yard for who knows how long. You can see all the paint's just faded and oxidized. And these too. So I got them for next to nothing. But yeah, we'll try to get them running. Alright, so I got everything unloaded. You can see here's the compressors and the 2 generators. I'll be tackling those. I guess I'll just run through all the stuff I'll be tackling the first part of the year. And these are some of them. So I'll be working on these compressors. It's a funny thing, because I've been wanting a good shop compressor, but I'm looking for an electric one, and probably about 60-gallon, upright, 110 or 220 to sit in the garage. I have some CNC milling going on in there. And we've been looking, just about all year. We're real patient about it, but we just started coming up with all these compressors. Got that one over there, another Ingersoll Rand, same thing, a gas powered. But who knows? maybe we can make one of these work in the shop, or convert it over to electric, just replace the engine, put an electric motor on it. But who knows. But there's a couple of generators there. I'll be tackling these, and this one, I actually have one, if you saw one of my past videos, where everything was in great shape, but it was just missing the gas tank. And they were really, really hard to find. They just don't make them that funky shape anymore. So this one looks like it's been through it, but at least the tank's there. I'll have to check for leaks and all that good stuff. This home light looks like it's been through it, you know. I'll give it a look through. It might be something that's not worth fixing. Who knows? I mean, it looks pretty ragged. And I guess all these do. These were used by, I think the guy was a roofer. And of course, that's part of their bread and butter. Once it breaks down and they don't have time to fix it or don't know how to fix it, they just chunk it aside and get another one, right? And looks like that's what's been happening here. There were roofers that used that equipment. But anyway, here's this John Deere, a 314, and you can see the tarp is starting to come apart. But you can see I had another intro video on this one also, and I haven't even had time to start it. But everything is there. It just, everything's just locked up, frozen. I've been spraying it down with penetrating oil and all that good stuff, and got some of it moving. But I'll be working on that this year. This one, this John Deere and this one, I don't know. I doubt if I'm going to try to restore these or get them running, but I think they'll be great project vehicles to make something different out of it. Maybe make a 6-wheeler, a 4x6 or something like that, and just use both of these for parts. Maybe do some welding on it, which that's one thing I do need a welder. But what else? This Suzuki Carry, I have an intro video on that, and I'll be working on this. I found an importer where I can get the parts. The only thing I'm missing now is a coil. Once I get the coil in, I can try to crank this up again. But if the engine's in really bad shape, or I'm going to have to put a lot of money into it, then I think this is a prime candidate for an EV conversion and make it electric. If that's so, it is nicknamed the Pezla, half Tesla, half Pez dispenser. Just the shape of that thing. But here's another project. If you remember this one, I had upgraded the wheels on it, but you can see it was just old plastic. These are just wheels off of the front wheels off of a push mower, and you can see there and here they just cracked apart. That plastic wheel on it couldn't support the weight, just moving it around the yard, So I did pick up these solid wheels. Should fit right back on there. Should be perfect. Got those at Harbor Freight. Man, they weigh a freaking ton. They're rated at 300 pounds each. And these are solid wheels with the metal wheel. Solid tires with the metal wheel. So it should withstand the weight when I'm tugging this thing around. And I'll be doing that. That's just something I have all these little stuff I need to finish off. Little things are just piling up, you know what I mean? This one, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. I took the batteries off and they'll barely hold a charge. And it's just 2 batteries. You can see how small the motor is on it. When I squeeze my button there, it'll barely move with my weight. It's obviously made for a kid, but it'll be a fun little project. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, so We'll be looking at that. That's my ATV. It needed another CDI box, and I have one I'm going to try. I haven't, it's sitting on the bench too. So, like I said, it's just one of those other projects, but other than that, it's running great. It's just real sporadic. When it's real cold outside, it just won't even crank at all, hardly. And so I'm going to try to replace the CDI box again. This is my third one. Stuff coming out of China is just not working, you know, but we'll see. This one, my snapper. I'm just waiting for spring to roll around with this one because it's running and ready to go, you know, so I'll be selling that. I think the only thing I have to put a battery in it, and I'll probably go ahead and hook up the safety switches on the seat and the brake again. Right now they're disconnected. The wire harness was cut up when I got it, and but I got everything running, and I just need to slap a battery in it, and that'll be ready to go. Then odds and ends, there's this one and this one needs repair. I have a couple of old, well, this one too. This one's actually ready to go. So I've got 3 or 4 mowers here that I'll be selling off when spring rolls around. You can see I've been salvaging all these electric mowers. I have 1, 2, 3 of them, and some of them had good batteries, some bad batteries, some, you know, messed up little motors on them. Some of the motors were good, some are DC, some are AC, you know, so I'm just trying to patch stuff together and get ready for another project. Look at that, there's an old tiller there with an old engine that I'll be working on. And this little scooter I'll be working on. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. So I got a ton of stuff here. Even some of those, a couple of the Lawn Boy 2 cycles, one here, one's under the tarp there. I thought I had one for parts. Yeah, right here. This one, that one, and then one under there that you can't see. But I do believe this one I'm using for parts for this one. This one's actually working, in working condition. Then that one's the Gold Series engine, and I think it has a leaking seal on it, and so it's kind of hard. Hear the chickens? Yeah, I got a ton of projects coming up this year. This one's in the making right now. I just haven't finished it off, and I'll have this video out. I tore apart this McLean reel mower. You can see it was pretty gunked up, a lot of rust. The chains were in bad shape, which I got those in fairly decent shape now and coated them with oil. Engine has no compression, so I'll be looking at that. But that's one I'll be finishing off. It'll probably be, that video will come out shortly after I film this one. These power washers, they're done, ready to go. Yeah, a ton of stuff. All this stuff over here, all this stuff is actually the stuff that I use personally, you know. I just keep everything running there, and everything else are projects. This one I can't decide if I'm going to sell it or not. I just discovered some other rust spots here, and you can see I treated it there, so I'll be repainting it again, but it runs great. Yamaha engine on it. I mean Yamaha, what am I talking about? Kawasaki engine. And it's really a nice running little mower, and I can't decide if I really want to keep it or should I sell that off this spring. I don't know, because it's a neat little machine. I just don't know which one I'm going to keep. I know that's the Cub Cadet, that I'm definitely going to keep that one. That's one of my favorite ones. I'll be restoring this 314. I'll probably keep that. So I guess, yeah, I'll be selling that one off. Yeah, so I got a ton of little projects coming up, and once spring rolls around, I usually get pretty busy with repairs and all that stuff, but all these restoration projects, I'm just scratching the surface. What I showed you, you know, that little shed in there is full of string trimmers, you know, and one of them I might keep, the others I'll be dishing those out. Chainsaws, I forgot about that. I have 3 that I use myself, but I think I have 5 others. I think I have a total of 8 chainsaws sitting back here. So I'll be working on those too. Little stuff as I walk around, it's like, oh crap, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. But hopefully things will be looking good for 2021 for everybody. I sure am ready to get social again, if you know what I mean. You know, sure, I sit back here and work on all my stuff, no problem. You know, I don't run into a lot of people, but I miss going out and having a beer with everybody, man. It's crazy. What else? All the restaurants and bars closing. There's nothing going on. So I guess that's it. This is just a real short video showing what I've got going here. Hopefully I'll have some kind of workshop established coming up this year too. It's, you know, I kind of like working back here in the backyard, but the yard is full of stuff. I need to get rid of a bunch of the stuff and make this place into a backyard again, you know. And a shop would be nice, you know. The garage we have now is full of a couple of CNC milling machines and, you know, a lot of metalworking stuff, and there's just no room for all this stuff with the small engines. But all right, well, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and if you haven't, feel free to subscribe and hit the little button so that you'll be notified when I come out with another video. It's I usually come out with, you know, at least 1 a week, sometimes 2 a week. I'll be covering a lot of the same stuff, a lot of the small engine stuff. I'll be doing a lot of restorations coming up, and probably introducing some new products again. So yeah, so I guess that's it for this video. Everybody get set for a new year.